Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I'd like to talk to you all about false memories. And why I hate Laurel. Everyone give Laurel a quick round of applause. Laurel, welcome to your nightmare. So my name's Joey. I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream. Used to have a mustache, now I'm ugly. I'm here to tell you a little bit about how I had convinced myself of another reality that didn't really exist, but in my mind, did entirely. Ugly. Okay. So, what is the Mandela effect? Because I feel like we need to have a little bit of information up front as to what we're talking about, because knowledge is power. Schoolhouse Rock. Fun fact, I was in 2 productions of Schoolhouse Rock Live Jr., which explains why I'm like this. So the Mandela effect is what happens when someone has a clear memory of something that never happened in this reality. This comes from the MandelaEffect.com website. Honestly, I would recommend you get lost in this website. It is enthralling. And the woman who is behind it all, I'm obsessed, honestly. It's Laurel. Just kidding, it's not. So, confabulation is a very interesting phenomenon. It's what you use when you are making up facts as you're talking, or when you're convincing yourself that these little gaps that you might have in your memory, or when you're making an argument, you're convincing yourself that you're right. And I've heard some of you argue, so confabulation is a thing. So why do we call it the Mandela effect? So what actually happened was in 2013, Nelson Mandela passed away. But when this became national news, a number of people reported, they were like, no. That happened back in the 80s. I remember watching his funeral on television. So what they found was that these people were convincing themselves that these memories existed when they didn't. How many of you remember there being a movie in the 90s called Shazam, wherein Sinbad played a genie? The movie didn't exist! The movie just straight up didn't exist, and we were all like, oh, Shaq was in a movie, so... What are the... Okay, I want everyone, close your eyes. Or leave them open, I don't care. How many of you remember these people having an E in their last name? Raise your hand. Ah, an interesting sample. Their last name, this is the longest 20 seconds of my life. Their last name's Berenstain. And if you remember otherwise, then you are either from a parallel universe or functionally illiterate. Now here's the thing. Coco did not include in her email if functional illiteracy jokes were okay, so I put another one for her. Speaking of functional illiteracy, what's the Harris connection? Because Laurel's a liar from Schoolhouse Rock. It's a line, I promise. Junction. My parents are gonna see this. Let's go back in time. I want you all to imagine little mustache boy Joe, little bendy boy Joe, before the mustache. I had a mustache for a while. It honestly was the greatest look I've ever had in my life. Mama looks ugly without one. But here we are. It's fall 2017. We're in AP1, and Ethan is telling us that we are allowed to work in groups on our problem set, and Coco is standing there with a microphone. But Ethan tells us we're allowed to work in groups on our problem set. So I'd like to lay out just a very brief timeline of how this went down.
It never happened!
Shut up, Laurel, it's my time to shine. Suspect number 1, Laurel! Let's see what's behind curtain number 1. It's Laurel, the liar. So what I do is I reach out to Laurel and I say, Laurel, will you please be in my AP1 problem set group? And Laurel says, no. So then after the AP2 final, I make friends with Laurel and with Haley and with Courtney and Hannah and Peter. And I tell Haley about this a little later on. Haley Klasky, suspect number 2. quote, do not trust her, Regina George. This entire Pechakucha is basically that moment in Mean Girls when Janice Ian gets up on stage. He's like, we replaced your bars with little fat girl bars. So I go on Facebook because Haley confronts me. And Haley's like, oh, well, Laurel says that you never reached out to her. I go on Facebook, I go, I know in my mind that I reached out to Laurel. I reached out and I said, Laurel, will you be in my Facebook group? Guys, that just straight up never happened. So I'm texting Haley. I'm texting her this entire time. And I'm like, Haley, quote, I am coming to realize I dead ass never sent this message. Quote, congrats, I played myself. Now, like, hot take, the only response Haley had was a ha-ha reaction. So, like, you're Pechakucha's next quarter, bad boy. So I reach out to Laurel and I say, Laurel, I have slandered your good name. And Laurel goes, you're sounding mean. And I say, and this is what's so operative here, I go, Laurel, you honestly could give me a lie detector right now, and I would tell you, dead ass, that I caved, like I reached out to you. So there's only one sensible explanation. I have somehow, within the past year, merged over from an alternate universe wherein I did reach out to Laurel and Laurel rejected me. It's honestly, it's the only thing that makes sense at this point. I'm still a little salty about it, but Laurel, I'd like to bury the hatchet. So Laurel, look down.
First of all, thank you. I too hate Laurel. I used to live next to her and I had to move out of the apartment building.
Honestly, she's got lice, I've heard too. Spread out.
So my question is,
Mandela effect all over again.
how would you respond to the information that anybody who has access to your Facebook account can delete your inbox messages?
You snake! I'm kidding. No, I 100% never texted Laurel. Like, I had factored it in my mind that the only reasonable explanation why I didn't have friends first quarter was that Laurel rejected me. And a murmur of disapproval rose across the ground. No, like, I feel like I 100% made this up in my mind. Yeah. Bye, Laura. It was cool knowing you. But no, she deleted my Facebook messages. She didn't even delete the good ones. Hi, Dean.
Yeah, what do you miss about your other universe?
I mean, like, here's how I think about it every once in a while. Because I do find myself thinking about this a lot. I think that if I, like, merged over, like, imagine Universe A, Universe B. We are in Universe B right now. I'm in Universe A, and I'm like, life's going good, Mama's in grad school, I'm doing well. I'm on top. And then I reach out to Laurel, I go, Laurel, will you be in my AP1 group? I feel myself slowly getting sucked into Universe B, like, no. And then I land in Universe B where Laurel has rejected me.
I have a question.
Yeah, Laurel.
How dare you? Why did you tell me you were doing this?
I have spent this entire, like, I emailed this presentation to Coco, and I didn't feel like, I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable in the email being like, by the way, don't tell Laurel. So I've just been skating by on the fact that Coco was like, oh, I won't tell her. So, like, honestly, if you got secrets, go to Coco.